Hmm. Greetings. Happy Friday. Today is the day that Venus governs, and Venus is currently 12th degree, which is the degree of creativity of Capricorn. And I am, it's so interesting because we are really in the deep of winter right now, and I'm experiencing it in my body. Like, last night I was up until 2 o'clock in the morning just doing ancestral rituals because I woke up at midnight and it like I was thrust out of um, my experience and into this interesting experience of ritualizing a lot of the energies that are moving through me. Because with Venus in this retrograde in Capricorn, Capricorn is the energy that governs external authority. It governs our systems. Capricorn is government. Capricorn is the patriarchy. Capricorn is these motherfucking men who made all these religions that don't mean a goddamn thing. Capricorn is all of that external stuff that really does create structures um, that has created structures that are culture and society and things like that, right? And everything comes to end. Everything comes to end, and it is now in an ending season. And so, with Venus and Capricorn, it's like we are having to take our power back from things and experiences and places and ancestral beliefs and traumas that have historically we have relied upon. Grand Rising, Quasi. So let me just say that last night something really beautiful came to me to do for Black History Month, and I am so excited about it because I mean it's not really different than what I'm already doing, but it'll be more specific to our our this to our traumas and how we can really deliberately heal ourselves. And so I'm going to do it here on Instagram. Like I'm not even going to go do it someplace privately because um, it's my service to us. Like, I love us. I love us. I love who we are. I love what we've come from. I love what we've built. I love that I know the truth of who we are. And I realize that a lot of people don't because we have been conditioned to believe that we are something different than we are. But we are, I know who we are. I know who we are. And it's my soul's purpose to inform and to educate and to assist in the healing process, and that is why I have been doing the work to heal myself. And let me say this: the experience that I come from as a Black person, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I have seen, like I've told you guys, I grew up in Watts in the throes of the crack epidemic. I watched all of my male friends go to jail, be killed, be, like just drained by the system. I literally witnessed it with my own eyes. I witnessed girlfriends go to prison for things that I witnessed the jobs be taken out of our communities. I witnessed incredible um, traumas and experiences that were put upon us by our government. Now, here's the thing: we participate in this stuff, right? But under the circumstances when our systems are so filled with trauma, we are at a weakened state. So, in a weakened state, we are susceptible to influence from outside powers. So we end up in these experiences. And so, literally, my work, because I come through it, like I actually have seen it. I've lived through gun violence, bullets flying through my house and not get hit. I've lived through that shit. I've lived through my closest friends being murdered and my parents. I've lived through it. I've actually lived through it. And I have lived through it and come through it and been able to do the work to transform myself. And so I am highly qualified. I am highly qualified to be able to assist others in being other Black people I can assist anybody, but especially Black people, because we carry a particular code that nobody else carries. And it is my intention to speak directly to us and our needs for healing and transformation, because that's really what I give a fuck about. That's really what I give a fuck about, okay? I give a fuck about us extracting ourselves out of this system, or knowing how, knowing that we can, knowing that it's possible, knowing that there's something else. That's what I care about. I really don't care about anything else. I don't. I want y'all to know I'm being really transparent here. I care. I was born for this. This is what I was born for. I literally, if you guys do the work to remove the layers of the consciousness of this freaking system that we're in, and begin to remember, you will remember who you are. You will remember who you are. You will remember who you are. And so the work that I do is here to help us remember who we are, because I have had to do it and I have done it. So I can, and I'm not, I'm sure that I'm not the only one. I'm sure that I'm not the only one, because if I'm the only one, that would be fucking sad. Okay. But I am not the only one. So if it's not me that works for you, then go be with somebody else. But if you are in a Black body at this time, we had a 400-year contract with this country that went from 1619 to 2018. So we're now 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. We're now 4 years outside of the contract. And what has gone on is COVID came in and snatched the energy, right? So they brought in all this fear, but now this stuff is about to crumble, because we're about to discover that COVID is an experience that we can heal ourselves of, just like anything else. If we understand who we are, if we understand that we are the creators of this system, then we can really transmute any of the stuff. We are not subject to the stuff, except that we buy into the consciousness. And the consciousness is pervasive and deep and damn near, it could seem like it's impossible to extract yourself from. Hey, Sati. It would seem like it's impossible to extract yourself from, but you can. You can, but you have to be willing to do the work, and you have to want it. You have to deeply desire it. And when you do, when you deeply desire it for real, because like you listen, I talk about desire, and desire is a real thing. Desire is a signal to the universe. Literally, like if you watch The Matrix, right? The first one, desire is a signal to the universe for that machine that came and got Neo out of that pod and released him into the freedom. The desire is the signal to say, come fucking get me. I want out of this motherfucker. And it's just a consciousness. It is a consciousness. We can exist on this earth realm, in the spaces that we're in right now, shift your energetic frequency, and you are in an entirely different dimension. But you got to understand how to do it, and you have to be willing to do it. And you have to understand that the invisible is where the power is. The subtle is where the power is. So today is a Venus day, and on Venus days, I ask for reciprocity, because that is what Venus is about. So if you benefit from the work that I do here and that I offer here, I encourage you to share how you benefit, right? You said this, and I worked with, because let me tell you, I talk to y'all all the time behind the scenes, and because you guys come and share things with me, but I love that you share it with me, because then I get to go, ooh, it's working. But in your comments, share how the work works. Or you can send me a donation at Cash App, $ Monique Ruffin, Venmo @Monique Ruffin. My PayPal is MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. C stands for Cassandra. That's my middle name, Cassandra. Monique Cassandra Ruffin. And yeah. And so I appreciate everything. I appreciate what you share. I appreciate people who send me things that I can use, right? Like I don't want to have things to collect in my house, but things that I can actually use. And I appreciate that, and like if you want to send me something, my cats like cat treats, right? Like, so, I really just want to, what we're doing is creating an energetic of reciprocity, so that you actually you must give where you receive. You must give where you receive. And when you don't, you cannot receive. So, it's just important for you to understand that that is a law, the law of reciprocity. And if you don't give, you don't receive. And so, even if you hear, you won't even hear it. You won't hear it the way you need to hear it if you're not willing to be in an experience of reciprocity. And you get to determine what that reciprocity is for you. Because I don't want to be a slave to capitalism. So, if it works for you to donate money, great. If it works for you to say a prayer for me or send me whatever it is, great. Whatever it is. But what you're doing is you're letting the universe know, you're letting your higher self know, I'm benefiting from this. And so I am willing to give to this experience because I am receiving from this experience. And you create a cycle of reciprocity. So these are the things that we need to understand and learn as Black people in this country, because we built this system. And what's going on is that we are in a system that is in opposition to the natural laws of the universe. And so, because we go against the natural laws of the universe in the Western mindset, the Western white male industrial complex capitalistic thing, when we're in this system, with our consciousness, it is extracting our energy. It is literally extracting our life force. Go watch the movie Dark Crystal on Netflix. It's like a child's film. It's like, but when you go watch it, that's exactly what's going on. The Skeksis, the Skeksis, they are taking our essence. We essence. We need some essence. Exactly. That is what's happening. Because we're in a system doing things backwards, it goes against our natural rhythms, the natural rhythms in our bodies that are aligned to melanin and to light and to melanin and to light and to our ability to be in alignment with the universe. And so when we are out of alignment with it, we get drained. And that's what they're doing. They're just draining our energy. And the thing that I'm is like we have to get clear that that's what's happening, and then stop participating. Okay, so Venus is the planet of restoration. It is the planet of love and partnership. It is the planet that governs money. It is the planet because money is how we restore ourselves. Relating is another way that we restore ourselves. Venus is our feelings, right? And so, right now, with Venus being retrograde, we are able to go back and claim ourselves. This retrograde cycle, it will end in March, which is fantastic because we're going to have the whole entire month of Black History of February where Venus is going to be going back, right? And so we're going to be able to use this energy to really gain our power back in another way. Dark crystal is everything. It is what's happening in the dark crystals. And I'm telling you, these motherfucking sketchies, woo, Lord have mercy, they are wicked. So Venus at the 12th degree is the degree of creativity. And creativity is the essence of who we are. We are creative beings. What God is a creator, created in the image and likeness of God, then we are creators. We are creativity in action. We are the experience, the embodiment of creativity. Everything about you is creative. Everything about you, your thoughts are creative, your feelings are creative, your choices are creative. You're just sitting there right now thinking about something or nothing is creative. You are creative. It is all that is only happening here. And that's why it's so important to understand that so that you can push that energy in a way that is where you want it to be and not where you don't want it to be, because you're doing it no matter what. You are creating constantly with your breath. You are creating. You are in a relationship with this environment and it is creative. So creativity, the 12th degree is creativity. And so you want to be mindful that your feelings, Venus, right? Venus retrograde, are creative. Yesterday, let me tell y'all, these retrogrades ain't no joke, right? We have Mercury in retrograde and Venus in retrograde. And yesterday, my boyfriend from when I was 17 years old sent me a picture of us together and it snatched my soul. I literally was like, ah, like it was like all of a sudden I was taken back to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, and I could see myself literally watching the cues because I loved omegas. I think I tried to have sex with as many of them as I could. I can say it that way now, but then I didn't understand that I just was led by this compulsion to like desire and sex and not understanding my hormones and all that sort of stuff. So by the time when I left college and left my grandmother's house, who was a Christian, um, when I got to college and I was like, oh, I'm free. I can come and go as I please and do what I please. Literally, it just became a thing. Anyway, so he sends me this picture and we communicate just a little bit in the last, like we're not heavy communicators with one another, but he sends me a picture of us and it totally exploded me. And what I realized, like it was hard for me to look at the picture. And the picture was cute as I could, I'm 17 years old. I have like a little flip hairdo and I have on a turtleneck and he's behind me and he's kissing me and holding his arms around me. And I'm just, googly eyed for the camera. And what I realized looking at that picture was that I was so innocent. And the thing that I used to do with men is that I would be in awe of them. I have this thing, I'm a Pisces rising, and Pisces is this energy where it's like I would just be in awe. Like I left home and I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen all these things before. So I would bring my essence and my energy to these experiences and create kind of like a worshiping kind of thing, right? And I would idealize people because I had this incredible kind of innocence, right? And so literally I've spent I watched it, I saw it for the first time. I looked at the picture and I was like, oh, you were just in awe of being free and what they could do. And he was an upperclassman. And then I realized like, oh, that's my energy. That's not for me to give to anybody else. That's for me to keep for myself. I'm in awe of the things that I create out of my perceived reality because I am highly creative and I am highly magnetic. So the things that come to me are all inspiring because of me, not because of them. Right? This is the thing we have to get, because here's the thing. If we are enamored with the things in the 3D reality, we end up giving our power to them as the feminine, because the feminine it creates from the inside out, not the outside in, right? So anything that's in your reality as the feminine, you have generated it. So there's no reason for you to fucking be in awe of it. You have to be in awe of your ability to generate such majesty and such goodness and such amazing things, right? So literally, had I known what I know now when I was 17, I would have been like, of course I would generate these incredible men who are, dancing and doing all these things and, creating all this culture. And of course, because this is who I am. Not because of who they are, it's because I am the generator of the reality, not the other way around. But in this Western culture, we have been trained to do it backwards. That's what I'm telling y'all. We got to fucking get this shit right, because we are interacting with the reality in a way that is out of alignment. That is right. So I am this energy of Venus and restoring ourselves. It is time for us to restore ourselves, and the moon is in Virgo. And it's important for us to understand, the Virgo energy is literally saying what stays and what goes. What stays and what goes from the inside out, because it is a feminine energy. Virgo is feminine, right? So from the inside out. So for those of us who work with, everybody has masculine and feminine energy. This is not a gender thing. This is literally, are you someone who is much more internal doing your work, or are you much more external, right? So that's it. So it's literally understanding from the internal perspective what goes and what stays. So for instance, this moon is in Virgo and I'm recognizing what goes is my compulsion to be mesmerized by the external reality. My compulsion, my practice of being compelled by external authority and not believing that I am the generator of it, that I am the authority of it, not understanding that I am the creator of it. That's what goes. That's what I'm letting go of. That's what I'm releasing, right? That's what I'm just in the let go of. This idea that anything in my reality is anything other than my creation. Of course it's beautiful because I'm beautiful. Of course it's intelligent because I'm intelligent. Of course it's stunning and sexy and sensual because I'm stunning and sexy and sensual. And it can only match my frequency. It can only match who I am. And so what happens is when we think it's out there and then we like want to hold on to it and make it right. Oh, I need to marry you. I need to own you. Well, you really don't. You can create that over and over and over again because you're the generator of this reality. So you don't need to do ownership. The thing is we need to own ourselves and understand how our own frequencies are generating our reality. All right, y'all. So use this energy today. The sun just moved into Aquarius a day or so ago. So we are going to be having the energy to rebel and detach from all sorts of incredible things. And then we're going to have Black History Month. So we're going to be looking at how we can cut the cords from this motherfucking system through our consciousness, right? That's it. It's just cutting just the way you rely upon it in your own system. You're going to begin to burn those connections through your mindset. And that stuff can be challenging and scary because it's like, well, what do I do now? But the universe, when you connect to your higher self will bring you in a new way. Your higher self will say, okay, you're going to replace that because energy doesn't die, it only transforms. So everything has to be transformed, right? So even as you kill something, the energy then turns into something else and you want to give it a new assignment. So with that, thank you all for your donations and your love and sharing how the work that I do supports you. I just love this stuff so much. I'm so excited for us as Black people to come into our recognition of our power, to come into our recognition of how we have built this system, how we have created the system that actually has generated a whole new world. We have created a system. Think about what America has done around the world, and it's done a lot of chaos and drama, but we created the system that has allowed white men and this 1% to go out in the world and do. It is our foundation of free labor that has given them the power to do the things that they do. So we have to understand that we are that generative, and the power that they hold is ours because we are in a system that continues to give them our power. If we just start rolling that motherfucker back, just bring it on back, and then drain them of their life force by taking our energy back. That's it. We don't have to go to war. We ain't got to go to war. We ain't got to kill nobody. We ain't got to give nobody no shots. We ain't got to do nothing but just fucking wake up to who we are and say, I ain't dealing with that shit no more. Bye. And then literally it just begins to collapse. It's already collapsing. But like I said, we are 4 years out of our contract. And because there was a contract, just for clarity, there was a contract for us to build the West, and we did it. And now we're 4 years out, and it's time for us to really start waking up to what needs to happen, because yeah. Anyway, peace and blessings, everyone. I love you guys. I'm going to go get some more body work this morning because while we are in these retrogrades, I am doing a lot of work to take care of my body, because that is how this stuff shows up. It shows up in the body. So I've been nursing a UTI, and just really working with, and someone yesterday shared with me that Black people have had a history of chronic kidney challenges in our country. And that is absolutely true because we are so far away from the equator where we are most healthy, right, in Africa, and it's a real energetic thing. The equator has a real energetic that feeds our DNA, and because we are away from the equator, our systems are compromised, and it makes us more susceptible to illnesses, especially because we're on a system, where we're not eating the foods that we need or thinking the thoughts that we need. Because all of this can be solved by just understanding the truth. It's never about the food, it's just about the energy, right? But because we are not in alignment with our ancient practices, it weakens our immune systems and makes us susceptible to all sorts of things. Exactly. And kidneys hold fear. And so, right. So as Black people, we carry a lot of fear, which then weakens our kidneys. And so just this morning, I've started doing a Qigong practice, right? Of like something like this. It's like, and then you go over and you come up, bringing up because the back side of the legs is the meridian to the kidney, and then the kidneys, you punch it here, and then you go back down to the back side of the meridian of the legs, and then you come up the inner, for the back is the external masculine and the inside inner, and then you hold the kidneys here. And you're literally redirecting the chi, because that's what's important for us to know, that we are energetic, right? And so we're electromagnetic field. And so when you learn how to redirect the chi, your body will begin to heal itself. If you understand that you are a system where the body is willing to heal itself. All right, y'all, that is it. Peace and blessings. I love you guys. Bye-bye.